Hey, it's Laurel with Dabbling Hook. How are you guys doing? It is Friday, TGIF, the 27th? Yeah, June, is it? What date is today? 26th. 26th, end of the week. Oh, I hear footsteps. Always when you start recording, something happens, huh? It's, TGIF wine kind of day. Just some Zinfandel. Anyway, why are we here? Just a few items. Again, I'm trying to keep up. Kim, hey Kim, the crafty nomad. She made a comment about she was happy that I was recording again regularly. I'm gonna see how long that lasts. I hope I'm not too crooked. I was trying to, hang on, as I was saying, I was trying to do something. I already forgot. Menopause brain. But anyway, crooked. I was trying to find the right angle, but it wasn't cooperating, so it is what it is. If I'm a little askew, that's why. Anyway, the few items I finished this week. A couple of them I did at my yarn meetup this week, but I had shown that that I did a couple of koalas from Sammy here on YouTube, and I like the pattern. It's quick. The only thing that you have to make and sew on are the ears, and it's just a nice little chunky little koala, and you can make it in whatever size yarn, so you'll get different, you know the drill. You'll get different sizes, different looks, etc. So, and the first time I made two of them. They went like that, and then I made another one for, was it just for Juneteenth? And that one did sell. What else? I think it's just the two occasions I made it. But they sold. And before, when I made koalas, they have gone, but they were fuller, bigger koalas. And this one is just, it satisfies my need for wanting to have koalas and making it nice and quick and easy. So, all that to say, I have the skein. I think it's the last one. I have to check my downstairs extra stash to see if I have any more, but this was clearance yarn I bought off of Hirschner's, and it's the old formula. Like we say, the old new formula of Bernat. The old, every time I look, it's the one made in China. It's thick, it's spongy, it's more rounded, it's just sturdy and thick, and it can do a number on your hand. The newer formula is flatter and softer and just really nice, and that's usually made in India. There's one that's made elsewhere. I don't remember. Turkey? No. Is the Turkey one that's soft, and then the India one is kind of in the middle? Something like that. But anyway, the big old-fashioned one is China. Anyway, I have some of that yarn in quite a few colors because I bought a lot last year on clearance. And so I'm trying to use it up. It does come in handy for other things, but I had a partial skein, almost full skein, that I used some of it for something else. So I made koalas, all this to say. These two, I took it with me for our yarn night gathering, and I did not remember to bring either white yarn or black yarn, especially black yarn for the nose. So these are the two that I made while I was there. And they look very similar, but this one has like a grayish blue, light blue color, kind of a hint of gray in it. Excuse me, but it is the stash goals. It's the good stash goals. I made an elephant out of that, and it was just absolutely lovely. And that's the one I said, I swear it was Sweet Snuggles Light. I'm definitely sure it was the Sweet Snuggles Light that they have as stash goals. But so it has that in there, and because I didn't bring any black, I used it for the nose, and then I didn't bring any white, so I used it for the ears as well. So that's that one, and I have 16mm eyes in them, so it's just spongy. This one looks very similar, but the nose is done with Posh. I forget what the colorway is called, but it's a light blue colorway for both the nose and the ears. So, and because it's thinner, I did double crochets because both parts of the ears I started with 6 single crochets, but not double. I used half double in the inner side of the ears instead because the yarn is smaller, plus this blue is so chunky. So those two look very similar, but it's different. You can kind of see it there. It's different colors. That almost looks white next to it, but it's a very light blue. So those two. And then that was Wednesday night. I made fully this one while I was there. I made this one and hadn't finished the ears by the time we were leaving. So this one I made last night, Thursday night, and of course I was home, so you could see the ears. And I just decided to keep with the theme, and I didn't use white in the ears. This is I want to say the almond colorway. No, maybe not. Light sand, whatever. But it's not white. It's like an off-white, beigey white color. But I think they work, don't you? Something unconventional. You still see koala, but it's unconventional. So, oh, the one thing I did different. The nose is just a bubble here, and I always picture the koala with a little bit of an elongated nose. So when I got to this, I did it over 3 rows. I did it over 3 rows. So you're crocheting and you're supposed to just stop and do it here. I did the double crochet. I did a front post double crochet around the single crochet, like 2 rows back. So I was here starting it, and then I went down here. So it kind of, and then when I did the double crochet, I kind of pulled it up to make it long enough so you get more of the longer look rather than just a little button. I hope that makes sense. But anyway, you know, you can always make things to your liking. You have the pattern, which is like a recipe, and you can tweak things to work for you. So the other one I made, I had a small remaining cake of, this is the, what is this? This is the basic chenille that I bought originally that I made the seals out of, because I don't have a lot of gray in my stash. I have a multi-beigey gray blanket yarn, but I don't have any straight gray. So I did end up buying, I had a $5 Michael's coupon, and the only reason I have that because I haven't been doing a lot of yarn shopping, except if I find a great online deal, which I've been good about. But Father Minion had a picture he needed reframed, and actually he just needed the glass changed because it got broken, and we're gonna do the whole reframing, and turned out you can just get the glass redone at Michael's. So we did that, and I put it on my account. I used my rewards account, so I got the extra, you know, points or whatever it is. So basically I ended up with a $5 reward. So I used it to buy a skein of gray blanket yarn. So it had 30% off, because this is the 30% off that they have right now. And then I used the coupon, so yay. Oh, it's painful to pay $13.99 for a skein of blanket yarn. Remember when it was like $9.99? Or even, was it ever $8.99? I don't remember. I definitely remember $9.99, but Jesus. Anyway, and online it's $14.99 at Hirschner's. Yeah. So anyway, all this to say, basic chenille. I think I used what was left of the small cake that I had left from doing the seals. So there's one gray. Was it basic chenille? No, I lied. I think I used blanket yarn for this. Did I? Yeah, I did. No, the basic chenille that I have left over is way smaller, so that's why I used the blanket yarn I just bought for that. So those. All right. I made Diddy Dexes in basic chenille, the tie-dye colorways. I have a bunch of those. I really like them. I like the daisy chain colorway. It's like a fruity burst of summery color is what it reminds me of. They have another colorway that's very similar. I don't recall what it's called, but I think it's like retro something, maybe. But I like the daisy chain. Was it Daisy Days? No, Daisy chain. That's what it is. Anyway, all this to say, after I made the Diddy Dax for my spring fairs, I think I made like 4 Diddy Dax. 1, 2, yeah, 4 different colorways in a tie-dye. I had these leftover small cakes, like about this big, and I just caked them all, and they were just sitting on my table. So I decided, that was another thing I took with me to yarn night, but I ended up making these instead. So every other week, our local library has a craft night for like an hour. It's supposed to be an hour, but we usually are there for like an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. So I brought the scraps with me to make, probably saw it already, to make the Chez du Couton, the Stingray, which is such an awesome pattern. Aren't you just so grateful for the people who do free patterns? I mean, and put it out there, and it's just absolutely lovely. What I do try to do, I don't think I bought one of hers yet, but whenever if I use a free pattern from somebody that I really like and I use it over and over again, I do try to go at least buy one of their paid patterns, which reminds me, I haven't done that with hers. So, you know, kind of like supporting, and kind of like supporting a designer and also saying thank you for the free pattern. And this one is just, you know, everybody and their mother is making it because it's awesome. It's awesome for scrap yarns. You can make it all fully one color. That one I saw, I'm pretty sure it was, what was her name? Oh, it was right there and I just forgot. She's in Florida. She does a lot of the stuffies. It'll come back to me. But she was the one who said, instead of stopping, just make it in full color. And I've tried that and it's not bad. So, but anyway, so this one is a mix of 3 different colors because that's what I was using, basically using up all the scraps. So actually, let me get to that one last. I made this one. I don't remember what the colorway is called, but I love this one. It's like, it's sort of like a pastel-y, but not pastel-y, kind of Halloween-y color because of the purples and the greens. It kind of gives me Halloween, but then it has the pinks in there that it's not. So anyway, I kind of get sort of modern Halloween-y colors from that. But there's this one. So this one, when I make them out of blanket, I sell it for $8. When I make it out of posh, I sell them for $5 because they're way smaller. But there's this one. And then I had some, this is some of the stash goals in that sky blue that I used in the koala. That I used in there. So I still had a little cake of it, so I ended up using it for all the bottoms of these. So there's that one. And then there's this one, which again, I don't remember the colorways. But this one is like pinks, purples, and oranges. So there's that one, and again with the same bottom. This one I got, is it the same? No, it's not the same. I'm gonna do the full ones first. This is the daisy chain. I love that one. I love this colorway. Love, 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 love. So there's that, and of course I can see the fiber fill. I started like holding up the toys kind of to the light at an angle to see, because you don't notice it, especially if you do it at night, you don't notice them. And then all of a sudden you just see, especially when you, where you fasten off and you close the hole. Yeah. Anyway, so there's that one, and then I got 2 out of the daisy chain one. The reason I got 2 after I did the Diddy Dax is the Diddy Dax pattern uses half double crochets, and for some reason my brain just, when I do amigurumi, obviously it's automatically single crochet and my brain was just there. So I did the whole thing in single crochet and I ended up with a little more of this. These I ended up doing in the half double, so they worked out, but this one I did in single crochet, so I had a lot more left over. So I got 2 of those. Love it, love it, love it. Love this colorway. Again, another bright pastel-y colors. I usually like colors that have more of a punch to it. So those are the 4 full ones. Nope. The 4 full ones. These 2 and the 2 daisy chains. And then I had, what did I have? I had this one. I had a little bit left out of that one. The pinks, purples, and oranges. Oh, I could see all the fiber fill. So I had, enough to do here. I had a little bit left, but it wouldn't have been enough to make the, what is it called? The wings, the flippers, what, I don't know what these are called. So I did this part in it, and then I had enough of this one to do the rest of it, the outer part of it. And of course, it's got blue. So this is a 2-color one, and it blends in so well that you really don't notice it so much. And sorry about the lighting, but there you go. You really don't notice it. Kind of looks like it's all one. So there's that one. And then, where is it? That's that one. So this one is everything that was left over. So I had a little bit of, it's not quite, it's not daisy chain, but it looks, so this is the daisy chain with the pinks and the greens and the blues and stuff. But this one, I think it's a retro something colorway. It's very similar to it. It's more pastel-y. It doesn't have the bright pink in it that the daisy chain does, but they're very similar. So I had a little bit of that left. I don't even think that was 16 minutes. Anyway, so I had a little bit of that left and not enough to finish the top. So then I had some of this left. So I started the last row of it, and then I started the wings with that color, ran out and added in this color, the little bit I had left of this color. So, and if I do say so myself, it looks like it was intentional, like that's the color of the yarn. Sorry about the lighting, but it looks very intentional. But because I had to tie on the yarn for the, I'll call it the wings, the flappers, because if you had tied it on while you're doing it in the round, you can hide the knot on the inside. But this one, I couldn't hide the knot really well. So it was kind of sticking out a little. So I decided to put a little dab of glue and then press the knot into the glue to hold it. And I put a little too much glue. So right as the glue dried, it's like, it feels like there's a rock in here. It dried so hard, it's so noticeable. So I took a little bit of ends from my scrap bin of this one that I had, and I just wound it around, embroidered it around that little glue, hard glue, but you can still feel it. I'm like, there's no way I can sell that. Somebody's gonna feel it and wanna know what that is, blah, blah, blah. So I decided to put it on a keychain, and I'm gonna hang it on, well, I had it hanging on my work bag. So I have a chameleon that I did like years and years ago, that I had, you know, chucked somewhere, and I found it when I was cleaning, and it's this bright neon highlighter green color. So it hangs on my bag. So I've had so many people comment as I walk into work, you know, it's on my back. So this is gonna get added. This is gonna get added to it. It's 1, 2, 3 different colors of the tie-dye yarn. And now it'll be on here. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it here, but then you kind of lose the face. And then if I did it on the face, so anyway, I just did it hanging like that. So, and that is the way I do, when I make it out of Posh, I have a couple that I have keychains on, and I do it from the top. So this will go back to hanging on my work bag, my backpack for work. So, other thing, actually, I just finished this today. I started at lunch, and then I just finished it at the end of the day. This is, I actually saw this on, I was watching a video, I don't remember who it was, and I saw it, and it's a free pattern by, oh, what is the name? Wonder Crochet on her blog, and it is the No Sew Little Goose. I made it, and she has 3 options to make the top. You can make a hat, a rain / something hat, but you can make the hat, you can make a bow tie, or you can make a little flower crown that you slip on over the head. I didn't want to do that, but the hat works perfectly, and you just cut a couple lengths of yarn, tie it to the inside, and you have the hat. And she used safety eyes. I just embroidered, and it looked very stark, so I put a little highlight at the top of the eye. So it's all no-sew. You make the wings ahead of time, you make the beak ahead of time, and then you actually crochet the big beak in as you go. So yeah, totally cool. And now it's got its hat on that's removable, and there you go. I think it's cute, awesome, and I am definitely going to make another one. I may do it as a mallard. Oh. Spam calls, sorry, all the time. I may do a mallard version. Since this is the goose, I may eliminate like the couple of rounds in the neck just so it's not tall like that, or maybe I might leave it and just change the colors to make it mallard. I'm gonna do a yellow one, but I like the idea of the hat. It'll make it more interesting. So that is what I have done for the rest of this week so far. We have a barbecue to go to tomorrow, so unless I get something done tonight, I don't think much is gonna get done tomorrow, and it's office week next week. So yeah, that's where we are. Happy Friday, happy weekend, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.